Hi. We're going to go ahead and call today's meeting to order. Ms. Laura, can you do roll call, please?
Yes. Member Bonslett? Here. Member Ciociola?
Yes.
Member Core?
Here.
Member Lamb?
Here.
Member Pretty?
I'm here.
Member Quilty?
Here.
And President Domi.
Here.
Thank you.
So today in closed session, we'll be going over expulsions, confidential student matter, conference with legal, personnel listings, as well as conference with labor negotiator as well. Are there any comments on closed session?
There were not.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and recess to closed session. All right, we're going to go ahead and recall back to open session. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, are there any requests for agenda reorganization?
No, but I do have questions before the consent. I'm just warning.
Are there any in particular on item numbers, or we can come back to that, I guess? Okay, there is one thing to report from closed session. The board voted by a vote of 7-0 today, May 13th, 2025, to reject a claim and gives the claimant notice of its denial. And then student reports. Our kiddos are not here at the particular moment. Staff recognition, certificated probationary to permanent.
So this is a fun night. So we have teachers who have moved in. Jordan will introduce, but this is quite a few of some of our teachers out there. Not all of them are here, but we wanted to celebrate their accomplishments. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Good evening. As Superintendent Asumi shared, we have 26 teachers that are moving from their probationary to permanent status with us here in the district. They were originally hired in the 22-23 school year. They have had successful starts with us already, and we are very honored that they are choosing to make the city their home and that we can bring that stability and that excellence to our students for many years to come. So if the teachers are here, please join us up here. We have a certificate and we'd love to take a picture, as well as the site principals if you are here with your teachers. So we would like to honor Anne LeBlanc, Melissa Milligan, Alondra Harris, Lori Mead, Berenice Aleman, Tamika Brown, Kieran Baines, Harpreet Gill, Alex Armstrong, Ashley Bradley, Gina Kripe, Sheridan Hartman, Joseph Mello, Andrea Drum, Gabriel Henderson, Jesus Perez, Inderpal Hular, David Campbell, Dana Piper, Dylan Carson, Arjun Outwall, Amy Olszewski, Abigail Schickty, Rachel Andre, Magdalena Thompson Boucher, and Kyle Yarbrough.
So I'd like to take teachers, speech therapists, there's counselors, so it's a variety of our certificated staff who have moved from permanent to probationary to permanent status.
Welcome to the fam.
Yeah. Yay.
And by permanent, you mean
Forever. Forever and ever. For the next 35 minutes. Run to the front. Oh, sorry. All right to the front.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done. Well done.
Welcome.
Congratulations. Sheridan Hartman.
Sheridan Hartman.
Congratulations.
Little one that was over there a while ago.
It's going well. Yeah, open the door.
You remember some of those? You used to help out. Congratulations.
There we go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Signs.
Thank you so much.
I also run an esports group here.
I do that. Congratulations. Well done. Great work.
Congratulations.
And now there's no more work, right? It's all done?
Super not awkward.
There we go.
How are you doing?
We made it.
Yeah, there we are.
Special education is, oh, right now I'm at Gray Avenue. I know he was mine in kindergarten. I was celebrating her first grade.
Congratulations, man. Well done.
His sister Poppins at River Valley and went from Gray Avenue.
Congratulations, Arden.
Good job, young man. Sure you go someday. Nice. Oh, nice. Look at you. Picture.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Dude, where's your shirt?
I was gonna wear the hat.
Greater things to come.
Little nice.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
I'm sure Poppin is very proud of you.
I hope so.
This is so cute. She's a teacher in our
All right. So we are moving on to employee recognition. So celebrating more employees with 40 people.
So we continue with our tradition of celebrating employees and their excellence in moving forward with the district's mission and the culture that we provide for students. We have 2 employees that we'll be honoring today, and Principal Mary Reinhardt from April Lane is here to present this.
Good evening. Tonight we would like to recognize and celebrate Patty Kirk and Blanca Gonzalez for their outstanding dedication and their professionalism as the role of paraeducators in yard duties at April Lane. Their consistent attentiveness, calm demeanor, positive attitude make for a huge difference in the safety and the atmosphere at April Lane. Patty greets students every morning as they walk up to school or get out of their car. Blanca greets students in the cafeteria every morning. They probably say good morning over 300 times a day, seriously. As they move into their role as paraeducators, they go into kindergarten classrooms every morning where they foster a sense of respect and kindness. Blanca and Patty's welcoming and caring personality speaks to their excellence in their role. Blanca makes activities for specific students to help them stay engaged and to monitor their social emotional stability, we'll say. Patty attends events outside of the school. Together, they are truly our dynamic duo. It's clear that Patty and Blanca care deep about the well-being, let's try that again. It's clear that Patty and Blanca care deeply about the well-being of the students at April Lane. They are truly an asset to our team, and I am grateful for the positive impact that they make every single day at April Lane. We love you, ladies.
Thank you. Certificates. Mary, can I get a group picture?
Of course, Patty, this one's for you.
Picture.
Blanca, this one's you. They have family here. Want to take family photos?
Fine.
Can you take a photo?
They're like,
Is it over here or you want to go over here?
I'll get all this stuff. It's
Okay.
all right here.
Okay.
Work for you.
it was employee recognition.
I know, right?
Come on. Our shirt is match. Okay. So. Thank you and congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, so we do have one comment from the public on items that are not on the agenda. Can you read the statement
I
for us?
got it. On, okay. The Brown Act, specifically Government Code Section 54954.2, provides that no action or discussion shall be taken on any item unless it is adequately described in a timely posted agenda. Accordingly, though the public may comment on matters within the board's jurisdiction that do not appear on the agenda, the board cannot respond to such comments without running the risk of deliberating or initiating discussion on topics not properly before the board. Given the prohibitions set forth in the Brown Act and the risk associated with responding to public comments, the board does not respond to the community's questions or comments. The board will respect the rights of public to express their viewpoints on matters within the board's jurisdiction. However, comments that are defamatory or that violate the privacy rights of any students or individuals may not be protected by law. The board shall not permit any disturbance or willful interruption of board meetings.
Okay, Mr. Nicoletti?
That was you.
Good evening, trustees. Thank you for your services as always. I wanted to come up as just a bit of a reminder that we have a Merriment Village project. We were here a ways back discussing the idea of either waiver or reduction or putting school fees at the end of the project. It plays a key role then, but there was this chainsaw in Washington, D.C. Some of it hit affordable housing issues, some of it hit some of the community issues that we thrive on, and there's a ton of uncertainty. So I'm just here tonight to ask that in a future board meeting to reconsider this conversation, and we'll be happy to come back around and discuss the idea of this option for the board to consider. So with that said, I need to also say that last weekend I had a granddaughter go to prom night at Yuba City High, and it was phenomenal. The whole family just can't stop talking about it. It was such a great experience, and they're just really good kids, and they're really trying hard to be the best citizens they can. But it's a fun era. The pictures and stuff they were streaming, it's just so cool. So good job on the prom stuff. Yes.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mr. Nicoletti.
Alright, so there's some questions on the consent agenda?
Yes. I just had a couple of questions with regards to the contracts and agreements. It is F. There were just a couple under the district office. I had a question about, I believe they're all on page 1. ProCare Therapy for $43,400, contracted virtual case managers. What is ProTherapy? ProCare.
So it's a non-public agency that we contract for services, and so these are for special education staff to assist with case managing our caseloads, because there's an education code that limits caseloads, and so that's what this is.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. And then the School Steps Inc. contracted psych, and then it's only for a 2-month time period. It's right under that.
So again, a non-public agency in which we're contracting for a school psychologist because of
Inability to
shortages.
fill it. Okay. All right. I think that was it there. And then my last question was with regards to the ratification of contracts for G. I read the contracts, and that helped me with a lot of this. But A, what happened to the library column at Berry that we're fixing for $100,000?
Yeah, so we're fixing it for $100,000. What do you mean? What happened to it?
What happened to the column?
Well, it says on the like cheat sheet, it says install library column, but when you look at the contract, it's to fix the library column.
So there's a sorry, I thought you knew this. There's a crack.
You should just take it for granted that I don't know.
No, all good. There was a crack discovered in a beam, and
Okay.
so we closed it down for under abundance of caution, and we had an engineer go out and kind of.
Is this Berry or King? Did you say Barry or?
It says Barry on the memo.
Oh, shoot, that's a different one. Yep, sorry.
This is ProX Construction, and it says install library columns, plural,
Yes.
at Barry School.
We have another issue at Barry.
But when I went into the contract and read it, that it seemed to be not installing but fixing. So anyway.
It is fixing the columns that there was some deterioration at, and so this is the contract to get that fixed. So yes, different columns.
So not replacing, fixing.
No, it's fixing. Well, actually, I don't know for sure if they're actually replacing the whole column or if they're fixing it. So
It's my question. So what is it? The same thing at Barry too? Are we having like library columns breaking all over the district? Like
two.
Just two?
Well,
So
the other
far.
one was in the cafeteria. King's is cafeteria.
We got a
Oh.
cafeteria and a library. So.
King Avenue is
All right.
cafeterias, yeah.
That was all. Thank you, Madam President. I'm ready to vote.
No worries. If there's no more questions, can I get a motion on the consent agenda?
I make a motion we.
Second.
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
On a motion by member Ciociolo, second by member Lamb, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Action item A, expulsion, suspended contracts and readmission case. Can I get a motion, please?
I make a motion we approve as we discussed in
closed session. I'll second.
Alright, on a motion by member Ciociolo, second by member Quilty, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. B, authorized signatures.
Second.
Okay, on a motion by member Four, second by member Bonslett, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. C, University of Florida Literacy Institute contract for 25-26.
We're seeking approval to re-enter an agreement with University of Florida Literacy Institute to continue our work with UFly for the upcoming 25-26 school year.
And this is virtual.
No, this is in person.
Any questions?
I make a motion we approve.
I'll second.
Motion.
Okay, on a motion by member Ciociolo, second by member Quilty, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. D, management and confidential compensation.
Yes, so we're proposing that Management Confidential get a very similar compensation that we have already ratified for the teachers, and something similar that we'll be bringing forward with our classified staff as well. And this reflects the salary schedules that reflect their compensation increases. 1 second.
We discussed this in close before.
Yeah.
We discussed.
You guys did. I don't think I did.
You weren't.
Oh,
We
yeah.
did. We discussed.
Yeah.
Any
So-
questions?
There you go.
Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
A motion by member Lamb, second by member Pretty. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. E, independent contractor agreement with City of Yuba City resource officers.
Thank you. So this is the agreement with the City of Yuba City for our school resource officers through the police department. And so it's an agreement, and the cost for each of the agencies is approximately $180,000 to have 2 resource officers who assist in our district.
So this isn't for an additional two. This is just for our current two.
Yes.
Are we able to ask a question?
Yes.
This is what you're here for.
School gets out at 3:30. They end at 3:30.
And I know that's what it says, but you know that they're still there.
Well, I do. I see the gentleman at Geraldo at
They're there
River
too.
Valley.
Yes,
So then
they
do
both are.
do they get?
I think, no, I don't know, but we just pay our flat amount, and so, I think that is maybe, and the interim chief, Jim Runyon, I think it may be their contract language, but our resource officers are there way past 3:30.
Yeah, I just.
Kind of like teachers.
So they are a little
Yeah.
more flexible.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good, just because of all the kids driving and
Yes.
getting out of school.
And we have 2 exceptional SROs.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I don't have any doubt that they are very efficient and very helpful. My question is, are they enough? Right now, the SROs are primarily at the high schools, but it seems like we're having some real violent issues occurring every now and then at the middle level.
So I have to tell you that our 2 SROs, and I know it's 2, they are very, so we are still a blend of PD and sheriff at some of our sites. I think 2 sites are still sheriff. But our SROs are very responsive to both our elementary and our middle schools. At one point, there was a conversation as did we need to increase SROs, and at the time there was I had a conversation with the former chief. There were limited resources, and so if that's something that the board would like me to have a conversation with the chief, I certainly can. But I think right now is we have not only our SROs, but we also have probation officers,
Right.
and so those are housed at Gray Avenue, Yuba City and River Valley, and they cover AK and Riverbend. So
That was my only,
Yeah.
I mean,
but at the point was there was a conversation, and at the time there was a shortage of police officers, and so but I have not heard that the sites feel like they're not, because again our SROs are
They're very agile.
Yeah.
Right, well, I mean, I've called them over to FRA several times and they're there.
But probation and
They're right.
SROs,
They give us their
it's
phone number,
totally
like their
different
direct
there is
I had
skills and
different-
abilities.
right.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean, but I do know that they like, the one at RV will hustle to Terrebonne or Riverbend if needed and get there pretty dang fast, cause they'll call them. They all have their
But again,
numbers,
it's just different.
direct line.
We are very, very fortunate to have those two
Yes, we are.
officers.
Any other questions? If not, can
I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
the motion by member Quilty, second by member Cecile, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. F, approval of April Lane Fire Access Lane Project.
So we're seeking approval for a project at April Lane. We were notified by the fire inspectors that we have an inadequate fire lane there. So this is kind of a twofer. April Lane also does not have a track out there, so it's all in the same area. So we contracted or went out to bid to get the track going at April Lane because it's in the same area and similar just project. And also to reinforce the asphalt because for the fire trucks and to get us compliant with fire code. So we went out to bid and we are, the lowest responsible bidder is Sierra Asphalt for $257,525.
And do we have a, cause it's a negligible 3,000 difference between number 1 and number 2, and I understand we were required to go with the second. But as far as our experience with these vendors.
So we do have experience with this vendor. I actually have experience with this vendor in a different district as well. So I talked to Mark about that. He's comfortable with the work. Yes.
Thank you.
Making a motion?
Big spread from highest to lowest.
I know.
Huge, actually. We talked
Yeah.
about that. It's pretty interesting. It's just a 700,000 bid in there. Yeah. Somebody's trying to get paid, I think. I'll tell you where to start.
Making a motion?
I move that we approve.
Second.
The motion by member member Purdy, second by member Cecile, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. G, renewal of soft choice, California Microsoft Strategic Alliance.
Yeah, that's Microsoft products. So we use Microsoft for a lot of areas, everywhere from running our servers to Office 365 to Active Directory that kind of helps with all of our different programs. So this is just a renewal contract for that. It's something we've been using for quite some time. And so we're asking for renewal of this product.
Any questions?
Well, my only question is just kind of piggybacked on this as also within the contracts that there was just a bunch of licensing that we approved in the consent agenda. And I just wanted to reiterate or just make sure that that the IT department is auditing all of our licenses electronic licenses that we're spending money on to make sure that they are needed, up to date.
Well, that's interesting you say that because we've had actually a lot of discussion about that. And I would say that it's probably fair to say that we still have some more work to do there. I think a lot of stuff was added through COVID, and I think some of it just needs to be vetted. But we've been going through that process,
Okay.
and actually we've developed a kind of a ed tech committee that it's more of a process where things are reviewed. But I think there's room for continued improvement there.
That's exciting. I love that.
Doge. Making a motion.
Make a motion, we approve.
I'll second.
And then motion by member Cecile, second by member Purdy, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. 14, board reports, information discussion. Okay. Communications, written communications from the public, I don't think there were any. Comments from employee reps.
All right. Good evening, board members, audience, and staff. I'm Neil Lucas, president of the Yuba City Teachers Association, and I missed you last time, but I was away. I was in Australia. I have a granddaughter in Australia. My husband's daughter is a dual citizen in Australia, and her baby is there. So I was there for the christening. So I wasn't here, but it was wonderful to be able to travel abroad to to spend more time with a new grandbaby. A couple of things I'd like to recognize tonight, one of which is we are in the process of finalizing the printing of our new collectively bargained agreement, otherwise known as the contract. It'll get printed with a new green-colored page, and it requires all of that reading and rereading and making sure we've got it all right, T's crossed and the I's dotted. So we're working on that. Hope to have that finalized by the end of the year. Appreciate your recognition tonight of those teachers who moved from probationary to permanent status. It does represent at least 2 years successful service at Yuba City Unified, and it does recognize their contributions to our collective efforts. So thank you for recognizing them this evening, and we look forward to your future recognition of the retirees, and as always, hope that the number of new hires will outpace the retirees, and I think they may do that this year because there's a smaller group. I think it's like 15 this year, and you successfully hired 10 new folks tonight, including a science teacher, a math teacher, an English teacher. Those are hard to hire. 2 special education teachers, other hard to hire areas. We continue to face that hiring challenge in these times of educator shortages, especially with regards to special education and the increasing needs of our students with special needs. And finally, I'd like to recognize the work we continue to engage in with regards to our new community day school. Yuba City Unified has been working towards CDE approval for a community day school. The community day school will offer us the opportunity to better deliver services to our students who need extra support to be full citizens in our general education setting. We look forward to this work. We believe it will encompass a lot of work in the next couple of years, as we expect that they'll go through a naming ceremony and they'll have a mascot and a vision statement. You may recall, well, actually, maybe you don't. It was a long time ago when our independent study program became Yuba City Independence Academy and adopted a mascot and a new name and a logo. So look forward to that for our community day school, which houses our discovery program. So exciting times ahead as we build better programs to serve the needs of our diverse student population. So I thank you for your time this evening.
Good evening, audience member. Anybody who might be on Zoom. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got 7. Congratulations. Welcome, Zoom people and the boards, Jordan's. I'm Mercedes Geraldo, and I represent our classified unit. I want to recognize our 2 paras that were recognized tonight. It's always great to see that recognition. On the line of paras, that our paras in the district were given an opportunity from Sutter County, and you had to have fast fingers to get into this, but it was some free training through Sutter County. I believe it's online. It's over a 180-day period. I believe it's 40 hours. We just got the confirmation emails. A lot of people didn't get in, and they're like, wait a minute, I get in. It's like, I don't know. And then I saw that email come out, train. So I pushed that button. So I'm excited to be part of that. I've talked to other paraeducators that are part of this, and they are also very excited about this. It's great seeing our certificated unit become permanent. There's a little level of proudness here as the classified president, where I see our former members that have moved on and moved up into their careers and staying with Yuba City Unified. So that just goes to show that bridge that we have together. I know that Michelle Well, thank you. I'll let you say it. I always butcher it. Michelle. I call her Michelle because I always butcher her last name. She's been great working with our team on our side to get some grants for them, to get them their credentials. So that program's going good. Hopefully that money sticks around for a while. You know, we never know. But I get people, our paras and others, ask me regularly about it. Of course, on one of those new hires, made another gap in one of our hard to fill positions. So I am hoping that we are out there really trying to get our SLPAs and some of these more paraeducators or special ed paraeducators, which seem to be much more difficult to hire, so that we do not have to have like plus care group and that sort of thing on your board agenda, because why should you have to pay a contractor? You should be able to pay your homegrown employees, right? And lastly, I know why Scott's a little rum-dum today, because I am too, because we were here for at least 11 hours yesterday, and but we did sign an agreement. So it's currently our 610 process that we call it, and that's our policy 610 that is our collective bargaining process with CSCA. So it's in our field office being reviewed. Hopefully it'll be back here soon. We can take action with our chapter ratifying it. I'm hoping that ideally wouldn't it be great to be on your next board agenda, but I think realistically probably the June 10th board agenda. So thank you.
Thank you. Any comments from the board members?
Yes. I just wanted to say that I went to my board meeting for Yuba City Charter School, and Jamie Ferreira, who retired from teaching, and there's a rule with the Cal RTA that you cannot work after you retire for 6 months, I think it is. And but he found a loophole. And the loophole is that if you design your own class and nobody applies for it except for you, you can go ahead and apply and you can work. And it's okay with Cal RTA. So he did. He created his own class, and it's through ELA and culinary arts. And so he is teaching. He's the chef now, and he's teaching culinary arts to these incredible students. And so they served dinner to us on last Wednesday, a week ago, and it was incredible. And those students. There were 7 of the 9 students were there. 2 of them couldn't make it. They had other obligations. But those 7 students cooked that dinner. They cut their own meat. So he gets a big slab of beef, and they cut their own meat. They cut their own steaks and grilled them. We had steaks. And they also make their own ice cream. So at each station, they have these ice cream makers, and they designed their own ice cream. And I had the mint chocolate chip, and it was phenomenal. And, I was so impressed, and they were so respectful to him. They call him Chef. Thank you, Chef. I couldn't have done. 6 of the 7 students are seniors, so they're graduating. 1 was a sophomore, so she'll continue in the program. So anyway, I just thought that was amazing. Actually, the way I found out about the whole school thing, creating your own class, is through his brother today when I saw Jeff at Tierra Buena. He explained to me that, because I said, I thought that Jamie had retired, and he said, well, he did, but this is, so he
leave it to Jamie to find a loophole. If anybody
would. Exactly my thoughts. Isn't that, but anyway, that was really, I was very impressed. And so next year they are, right now they're in a building that is supposed to be the wood shop. Mm-hmm. And so next year they are moving, they're buying a whole kitchen, and because this is going to be a big deal for them, I think, and they're buying a whole kitchen. 2 of those seniors, by the way, are going on to culinary school. And unfortunately, I didn't know this, but Yuba College closed their culinary program. So they have to go to Woodland. Mm-hmm. Woodland still has the Yuba College. Yeah, whatever it is it Yuba College still at Woodland?
Yeah, it's Woodland. It's Yuba
College at Woodland. Yeah. Anyway, so they have to travel to Woodland to continue. But
So anyway, they're gonna have their own kitchen in their own building next year, so then the wood shop can move in there. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I have to report. Thank you.
Awesome. Any others?
Who wants to follow mint chip ice cream? Nobody.
Well, just continuing, so yesterday we had our induction ceremony, so that is for our teachers who have cleared their credentials. So year 2, they are now have their credentials cleared. And we have our permanent teachers, so and staff, so that was, and Member Monfort was there, so thank you for attending. It's always a fun event. The other thing is this Friday is the Yuba College commencement graduation ceremonies, and so we will have our students who are in the dual enrollment program who will be earning their AA before they actually get their high school diploma. So that will happen Friday night at 7. So I believe, Harjo, you are going to be attending. If anyone else would like to let me know. And then finally, some sad news. I don't know that everyone knows this gentleman, but Tom Walters, who started out as the Director of Special Education, he actually was my mentor at the county office. I worked under him. He also was a principal in this district and also the Director of HR, passed away today. So please keep his family and in your thoughts.
Was he ill?
Pancreatic cancer diagnosed on that's when he passed. Yeah. So he was quite a character. Jasmine worked for him, and I worked for him, and he will be missed.
Sure will. He's a principal at Riverbend.
Yeah, when you guys were out there,
He
you
was
and
at
Danielle
Berry
and
and
stuff,
Riverbend.
Yeah, he was
was
my
at Berry.
principal
Okay.
as
Yes, we have pictures of
student.
that.
As a student.
Yes.
Yeah.
You also did HR for a little while.
He did he did
Yeah.
HR. So he did
That's
special
sad.
ed, HR, was a principal in our district, and he left Yuba City, retired in Florida to be
To start subbing.
yes, he loved education so much, he actually was subbing in Florida.
Wow.
He moved there to be close to his daughter. And he has family here too, his brother and his sister-in-law. And
Yes, Jim has actually been subbing for us, and so yeah. Anyways, just keep us in your thoughts, please.
All right. Next board meeting is going to be May 27th, 2025 at 7 p.m. For open sessions at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
On the motion by Member Susio, second by Member Pretty. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion carries.
General